Segment 2, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Web, ntnm.org, over 350,000 shows watched. Thank you very much. Community Policing Caps24.org. Some exciting things I think are going to be happening. I'm very pleased with the new superintendent. Not so happy with the Black Lives Matters crew, but that's a subject for another day and another guest. Anyway, it is a pleasure to introduce you to and reintroduce you to one of my favorite guests, and that is all-around bon vivant, man about town, exceptional businessman, good-hearted guy, Scott Lee Cohen. Scott, how you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And you know what? We were just saying before, what should we talk about? Well, first of all, just fun talking to you, and you've always got an intelligent and interesting point of view. You know what? We just had an election. And
like I said before, what election?
Yeah, we had disparaging comments. And deservedly. Mm-hmm. I didn't vote for either one of them, and I was very proud. If I have to vote for the lesser of two evils, I'm not voting. But I did vote. I voted for John Kasich. Sure. Maybe it didn't count.
I totally understand.
But I think he could have brought the country together. And in terms of...
It's funny you say bring the country together, because this country has never been more divided
exactly.
in its history. I mean, completely divided.
And he was... You're right. And he was the only one who was even trying, to find a happy medium. I remember once upon a time, excuse me, Joe Biden, he had what I thought was the best common sense solution.
Donald Trump must be making you cough there, huh? Just thinking about him makes you sick.
By the way, I'll say something for Donald Trump. For those of you who know me, I'm a night owl. Okay, you get emails from me at like 2, 3 in the morning, mm-hmm. The Facebook postings, all the rest of that stuff. So when I have to get up and go someplace, which and I've got to set my alarm for like 10 in the morning. Mm-hmm. I always set it to Channel 7 to The View. Okay. You know what? I use my TV as an alarm. Those women are so irritated that I'll get up immediately to shut that TV. I'll walk across the room and shut that TV off.
I never thought about that. See, that's thinking out of the box, Avi. I like that.
Okay, now I got to tell you, I had something different happen yesterday, though. Okay, all of a sudden, instead of hearing those whiny voices that make me nauseous, I hear a different voice that makes me nauseous.
Must be Donald Trump.
Well, first it was George Stephanopoulos.
Okay.
Okay, he's a sellout. He's basically, he never lost his Democratic affiliations, which
never
is fine. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't make him an objective newsman. Martha Raddatz, no, that's even more objectionable.
Let me ask you, can you put the two words objective and reporter in the same sentence? None of them are objective.
No, none of them. As a matter of fact, when they started talking about Benghazi in the presidential debate in 2012, Martha Raddatz made sure it wasn't even discussed. She just spiked the conversation right away and moved on to the next thing. So as much as I really dislike Martha Raddatz, and I will watch every single Sunday morning news show because I want to see both left and right, except for Channel 7's or ABC's, because you know what? There's not even a pretense of objectivity.
No, there isn't.
Okay, they didn't get me out of bed. Okay, I was still like half asleep and all the rest of it, and I want to lay down more. Then they introduced Donald Trump at the news conference. You know what? Even though I can't say I like him any worse than Hillary or whatever, or that I'm sorry, I'm very glad Hillary didn't win. It would have been nice if Trump didn't win either, and they picked a good candidate. Trump got me out of that bed faster than Whoopi Goldberg. I had to shut that TV off so fast it wasn't even funny.
I don't like his politics, whatever politics they are. He has no plans for anything. But worse than that, like we talked about before we started filming, he has no diplomacy. The man does not know how to speak to anybody. How are we going to have international relations with other countries with a man like this?
It is a problem, but you know what? The guy's a really good thief. I mean, he'll steal from widows, he'll steal from orphans. You know, he'll use eminent domain.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before on your show. The point of a revolution. You know, what's going to happen if Donald Trump doesn't succeed? You got this divided country. You know, when are the people going to get on their own 2 feet and say, you know, enough is enough, and these are our wants and these are our needs, and they're not being met?
Well, you know what? The trouble is you're going to have half the country on each side, and that's the problem. And unlike the Civil War, you don't have them geographically divided.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know,
okay, so before it was the North against the South. Now it's going to be the Democrats against the Republicans. In a world like that, you know what? Everybody loses.
Everybody loses.
Everybody loses.
You know what? United we stand, divided we fall. One thing you learn in basic Jewish studies is that God rewards unity, which is sometimes why the Arabs, you know, might shine. Mm-hmm. Because if you're working together, you know, God wants people to work together with each other. Okay, and this country is not working together at all. I got to tell you, and I've tried this as a litmus test for people to see if they're willing to compromise. Mm-hmm. I thought the best, you know, why people are fighting about abortion over, you know, 40 years after Roe v. Wade is ridiculous. You would think,
I agree.
You would think that not just abortion, but you can come to a national consensus on so many issues. You make a compromise,
yes.
You can settle things. The best compromise I ever heard was out of Joe Biden when he was running for president himself, I think, one time. And he basically said, I'm a very devout Catholic. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in abortion, but I don't believe I have the right to tell people what to do along those lines. Sure. But you have to respect both sides.
Absolutely.
So what he proposed is that the government, and I think this should be something that happens in a lot of cases, the government should have absolutely nothing to do with abortion whatsoever. But let's understand what that means on both sides of the fence. On the one hand, that means the government can't fund abortions at all, not a nickel. Mm-hmm. But it also means the government can't outlaw abortions at all. It's up to the individual. You know, that's a matter between man and God. Mm-hmm. Let people make up their own minds and do what they want.
I'm going to interject because,
please.
You know, we talk about the government and abortion, but there's too much government in almost every aspect of our lives. You know, I'm a small businessman, and the government, City of Chicago, they're in my pocket every day. Whether it's a fine or a fee or I have to pay for this or that, you can't do anything without approval from the city. It's terrible. How do businesses succeed? How do they succeed?
It is a problem. And by the way, I had a much smaller business than yours, and I had enough government interference just in the little thing that I was doing that frankly, you know, like I just wanted to you know, I got rid of my workforce and I just sized down, and I basically was working for myself.
No, this is what's happening. You have all these ma and pa individual-owned businesses that are shutting down because of government regulation. So all that's left,
or not expanding. Why get to 50 employees if all of a sudden you're saddled with 1 million federal regulations on top of everything else?
Correct.
You know, I had the government come. I used 2 gallons of chemicals a month to develop typesetting paper. Okay. I had regular inspectors come by to see how I disposed of it, and I disposed of it responsibly. Mm-hmm. You know, but it's like, even if I had flushed the stupid thing down the toilet, how are they going to know? Why are they wasting their time? You know, and 2 gallons a month? I mean, but give me a break.
It's this. That's a small example of the big scope that I'm talking about with the government regulation. And yeah, I know we're skipping from subject to subject, but if you
it's more fun that way.
But if you take the time to think about it, it's all connected. You know, how do you get divided people together? How do you get small businesses to come back or to stay? We have to fix the system.
You do have to fix the system. By the way, the only thing I'll tell you that I see as the least bit promising about Trump, other than that in 8 years he won't be president either.
In 5 years, he won't be president, okay? It's
By the way, don't be so fast to think that.
you know what? You think he'll be a two-term president?
I couldn't believe Obama was I can't believe Obama was a one-term state representative, let alone president for 2 terms.
Well, wait a second. I've said
that
this
guy
before.
was about as unqualified as they came.
I've said this before on the show many times.
Yeah.
We took a state senator
Yeah.
and we made him a president. Because during the time that he was the U.S. senator, he was campaigning. He knew he was running for president.
Exactly. And the fact is, he was also a backbencher, meaning
he was an unqualified president.
That is 100% correct, but it didn't stop people. And you know something? All my neighbors who hate Rahm, okay, and I'm no big fan of Rahm's either, okay, I remember when that tape came out and they threw Anita Alvarez under the bus in the whole shot. You know, it's like they were going, oh, Rahm's going to lose for sure now. He's never going to get the black vote, and etc. And I told them, you watch. If he wants to run for re-election, he'll win. And you know what? Tom Dart was making noises like he was going to run. You already see him clearing the path and getting out, probably because he's got the same money people Rahm does. And those people are telling Dart, it's like, ain't your turn yet.
Right. But I have a feeling that you are going to get somebody who is not obligated to the party, not obligated to those people, who's going to run against Rahm, and that person, whoever it might be, has a good chance of winning.
I'm not going to say it's impossible, but that also depends on money.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm sure Toni Preckwick would like to run somebody against Rahm.
She would never run against him. She wouldn't go against the party.
No, not she herself, and she's also 70 plus, so you know, she's not about to do that. But no, the same way she put up another incompetent, Kim Fox, who's going to do more to help crime in this county than just about anybody. You know?
Listen, it's
you know, you think that Al Rukin is busy paying off Preckwinkle.
It's a shame that Anita lost. She lost because she was thrown under the bus. We talked about this before the show. She was just doing as she was told.
No, she was doing better than that. She was trying to get things right, but see, everybody's such in a hurry. Well, like with the Bears right now, when we only got about a minute to go. Okay, everybody wants to get rid of Jay Cutler, and I don't blame them. I want to get rid of Jay Cutler too. Okay, I want a great franchise quarterback. Okay, I saw the college football game Monday night.
Okay.
Okay, Deshaun Watson, what a hero. What a great game the guy had, all the rest of it. He did it on the college level under circumstances you'll never see in the pros. So all these people are saying, take the guy with the number 3 pick in the draft when they can get an all-pro stud at another position. If they take the guy, they're setting themselves back 5 years by picking the wrong guy. You got to be patient and do things right. You know, you don't hurry up to come to a conclusion.
Are we talking about football now, or do we go back to Trump?
Life. If you don't do things
I agree.
correct, you know what? You don't rush things. You do the right thing when the right thing was supposed to happen.
At the right time. I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Anyway, you're welcome back sooner than later.
Not a problem.
Scott Lee Cohen.
Avi, thank you.
I want to thank you very
Sonny,
much.
thank you.
I want to thank my entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch. And thank you for joining us. Join us again next week, everybody. Bye-bye.